To you live from West Africa. This is your host, Dr. Sherry Mamjara Taal, and joining me today again is our navigator and new
Navigator.
co-host. To you live. Yes, Mr. Kenneth Mohammed. Welcome. Woo!
Peace and blessings. Welcome. Yes.
All right. So, what do you have for us today? I'm gonna
I
sit
want to
in.
thank everybody for tuning in to the last two broadcasts. A lot of great things has been happening since those last two podcasts. And I want to start out with sharing that information. Those of you that have seen this podcast in the United States and have decided to purchase the IB 100 or any of the other Life Science of Washington products, and Life Science of Africa products. We want your testimonies. We have some testimonies, some great testimonies to share with you today about the products. And we would love to have more testimonies so that our mission is to heal the people before we can teach the people. Um, so thank you again to Mr. Victor Muhammad. He has said that sales are picking up because he shared the podcast with some people. And again, please leave your comments. If you want to put your if you want to put your success stories, your
Mhm.
testimonies in the comments, please share it with other people. These products do work. I'm just going to say it that simple. So again, and that's what we was gathering. So again, we apologize for the late start, but we're gonna end late just to make up for it. So we're not going to cheat you out of the 30 minutes or 45 minutes. So, with that said, I thank God for those testimonies, and we have more to share, Dr. Taal.
Yes, this is going very well. Our, connection and networking and, educating the masses. This is off to a good start. So we give thanks.
Yes.
And uh, today I'm going to be in the co-pilot seat while you be the pilot.
Okay.
And yeah, on the Taalisphere. Actually, we are on Vitalize Africa. I completely forgot, I have issues. Y'all have issues, right?
It's
So
okay. Hey, it was meant to be on Vitalize Africa. So
yeah,
I know,
so
Dr. Taal, that you have a testimony. As a matter of fact, you have two testimonies from.
right.
Um,
But before my testimony,
okay,
you said you would interview me because you found
got
my
you.
back and my
Right.
journey
Okay.
fascinating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I know I had asked you a couple of questions a couple of weeks ago to give me an understanding of TAAL. You want to give that little history so the people, the viewers, will know what does Taalisphere mean? Where did it come from? How did you come up with it?
Right. So legend has it, and I believe it's a true story. Uh, Taal, that name in Senegal, they do prayers here, people with that last name. And so the legend has it that Mom Jara is Sarantuba's uh, mother, and Saratuba is a well-respected leader in Senegal. And the Tal priest told Mamjara, Saratuba's mother, that she was going to have him. And this man came into this world and was a force to be reckoned with. He was a dynamic individual who fought against the French, who was doing wrong to our people here. And there was some like miraculous things that happened, and the French couldn't touch him. And yeah, his spirit lives on. And when I first heard the story, I didn't sleep the whole night. It was like, yeah, I was just, I just could feel his presence, around me. And yeah, so it's a very powerful story. I would suggest all of our viewers to Google it. Tuba from Senegal. He was a respected leader here, like I said, that, fought to, to the end against the French in their, you know, colonial craziness. Yeah.
So how do you spell the tuba?
Touba, tuba, Sarantuba, which is different from
T-O-U.
two bops. Yeah, two bops
Right.
is a whole nother meaning, but that's for another show. That's for another episode.
Okay, so let me get this correct. Touba.
Right, tuba, Sarantuba, Serigne, I believe is how you spell the first name, and tuba.
Seven tuba.
There's
Okay,
a city here called Tuba, and his family continues his legacy here. And it's just, and they invited me to go this year. Um, and I told them I'll wait because I know it's going to happen. It's like, I'm one of those people where, when something overcomes me, it's like I'm just paralyzed and, you know, everybody will go home and I'm still, prostrate on the ground, prostrate, just, yeah, that's how I am. When I get, into my worship and when some type of, thing come over me that
hmm,
the universe, surrounding me with. Yeah, so that's what happened when I learned about
okay,
Serentuba. I didn't sleep for
okay.
24 hours. Okay, so imagine if I go
Wow.
to the place where he's from or where he was, that spirit's going
Gotcha.
to be stronger, you know? So, and sometimes uh, our ancestors are calling us, they're leading us, they're guiding us to something. So I think next
Gotcha.
year I'll be ready to, you know, accept the call.
Gotcha. Okay, and that's where the name Taalisphere derived.
Right. Hmm.
Gotcha. And how long ago was this?
Since Sarantuba was alive?
No, no,
Oh,
since you learned it and take on the name and started the podcast with the name.
oh, okay. That was 2022. Yeah,
Years. Okay.
Ramadan, March, yeah, last year, maybe
Okay.
February. Yeah,
I'll make sure that I look up the story of Seven Tuba. So to stay within that energy, that what you call frequency
yeah,
um, of Seven Tuba. And I definitely understand the power of prayer.
yeah,
As I'm sure all of our listeners understand the power of prayer. And
right,
then to go to work after praying.
right. So this leader, he didn't pick up arms. He didn't fight, violent, no violence. He just peacefully made them, you know, brought the enemy to his feet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Thank you for
yeah,
that background.
yeah, we have a lot of respect for our leaders like that because I had no idea. A lot of our viewers probably have no idea that, certain countries would come into Africa and take our people and have them fight wars in their army. Okay. So, people that's from Senegal that I know, like Taalisphere, he's the gentleman that we did the African Bodyguard movie about. He said his grandfather, they came to get him when he was a younger man. And I think his grandma gave him something to drink. So he appeared to be half alive when, the French came into their village. So they were like, okay, we'll leave him alone, but
Okay.
they would just randomly come and pick people up and put them in their army. Can you imagine that type of uh, mentality, that type of, you know, uh,
Right.
ability to
We
just, yeah,
yeah, that's the history. And that is the true history of our sojourn here, not only in America, but in Africa too. So vitalized Africa, life science Africa, we're on our way to make the change. We're on
yes,
our
life
way to
science,
yes.
Africa,
So
yeah.
awesome, awesome. Okay. I know you have some military background, right?
I
Um,
do.
and you have a couple of degrees. Want
I
to
do.
share a little bit about that?
I think maybe 4 degrees. Yeah, yeah,
4 degrees. Okay.
yeah.
What
I
what are the degrees?
nursing and yeah, mental health, yeah.
Okay.
So That was actually when I started nursing, I started as an LVN. The United States Army came to my LVN class and said they would give me $8,000. And I was like, yeah, I'll take it. And then 3 months later, they, sent me to boot camp, trained me, and sent me to my first deployment. It was a rapid deployment unit. And I ended up in Somalia, Mogadishu, Somalia. Well, I always wanted to go to Africa and I wanted to get there any way I could. So even if I took a boat, like you see people take a boat trying to get to Europe, even if
Right.
I took a boat from America to try to get to Africa, I would have done it. So I ended up in Africa, and that was my dream come true because, I was born in Jamaica and I was of the, Rastafarian type of rebel. I've always been a rebel. And you know, I hung out with them. When I was younger, you know, this was instilled in us. We need to get back to Africa. So
Gotcha.
that was my dream come true.
Okay. Okay. And you got back to Africa by way of the military and your degree.
Yeah. So needless to say, we ended up in a old Russian factory in Mogadishu. And, I would sit outside and look at the stars and say, thank you, God, with some mongoose running by, and I was like, that was our first night.
Wow.
The second day, everybody in our unit was having running stomach. I don't know what they ate, but I had to like take care of all these soldiers who couldn't stop using the bathroom. So that was my first experience in the military, being
And in
deployed
Africa.
in Africa. Oh, what a disaster. And so I was there. Sometimes, our creator sends you places because you need to learn something or,
Right.
you know, help out in some way, support some way. So there was a little kid, he come and visit me every day at the clinic when you know, the medical doctor, when they helicopter him over to the port. And the port is where I believe Black Hawk Down happened, which was like a few months after we came back. But before we came back, there was still another, disaster. It was I think I said peacekeeping mission before, but it was a humanitarian mission that turned into something else.
Gotcha.
So this little 8-year-old kid would come see me every day, and he had a mouth infection, and all I could use was eye ointment, to help clear up his mouth. And it gave him a toothbrush. And hey, a couple of weeks later, he was a little handsome young man. And then he would start bringing more people for me to
Oh,
treat.
wow.
So yeah, I had a clinic going on behind the clinic,
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So,
Interesting.
but if you were to ask me at that moment, that was the best time of my life, you know, in Somalia. It's not the Somalia you see today. Somalia today, it's more developed.
Gotcha.
And back then it was like war torn. It was like it used to be before we got there, it was like people come and spend their vacation. It's like a resort. It was that kind of place, and then all of a sudden their economy crashed, their government was, you know, out, and it was just a very poor country. But now they're coming back up.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So.
Wow. So you've done some traveling physically, mentally, and spiritually to get to where we are now with Taalisphere. And this is way before you even knew about Taalisphere, but the energy was there. So that's interesting. That's good. That's some good information.
Yes.
Yes.
My
Okay.
whole, yeah, my frequency has always been tuned into Africa. That's a frequency I've always been on.
Gotcha.
And yeah, and I don't know, I never really found the place that I really felt I fit in,
Mhm.
until I came to Senegal. And my friend, she lived in Dakar the first time I visited her, and I was like, yeah, it's okay. And then she moved to another place, and that's when I really, yeah, felt, yeah, this is what I'm used to, this is what I enjoy, and what's going on here is what I want to be a part of.
Gotcha. Okay. And there's a lot going on in Senegal from what you've shared with me, and I look forward to being a part of it. Let's move to the testimonies. You finally got your products, correct?
I did. I got my IBU Immunoboost 100 and my Sahara Nights.
Okay.
Yeah.
And tell us about your testimony, your day one, day two, day three. I don't think I've heard of day three yet. We
Yeah.
haven't had a chance to talk, but share that with the viewers.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
first share what the reason you wanted the products.
Okay. So I'll share that and then you can let everyone know what the different products, are
Okay.
used for. Okay. So I finally received my Immunoboost 100 and my Sahara Nights. My friend had to drive to Dakar to get it, and she came back about 9 o'clock at night with it. And then I was feeling like a little, sick, and I had taken some vitamin C, like double the dose, trying to fight this thing off, since lunchtime that day. And then I started feeling, my throat getting sore, and I had
Okay.
a stomach headache. So when she handed me the bottles of the Immuno 100, Immunoboost 100, and the Sahara Nights, I asked her for some Tylenol. So she gave me a packet of Tylenol. And when I got back to my room, I said, let me do the Immunoboost 100 first and the Sahara Nights, and then take the Tylenol. So once I did that, I started with the Immunoboost 100, and my nose started burning, something like I've never had before. When you go in the pool, you with that chlorine, you ever
The
had that?
chlorine, right?
It was the exact same sensation. So I was saying to myself, why did I listen to Brother Kenneth? Ah! So 30 to 40 minutes later, 30 to 40 seconds later, it was gone. That sensation was
Okay.
gone. And within a minute, my sinus headache was gone and my sore throat was gone.
Within a minute.
And within a minute, all of that
Wow.
was gone. It's like, whoa, what happened here? And I was thinking maybe when I wake up, it'll be back. I woke up the next day, no headache, no sore throat. The following day, no headache, no sore throat.
Wow.
So yeah, so that, and I thought maybe I had some kind of infection, a bug uh, that was trying to, attack me, or not. Yeah, I know a bug was trying to attack me, some kind of germ, but I thought there was something maybe in my nose. But you said Brother Victor Mohammed had another explanation
Right.
why the burning happened.
And because I do call him just to get clarity of what's going on, because from my experience in the last 7 years, I've only ran into maybe two times that the burning sensation, two people had a burning sensation, so it wasn't a lot. But I never called them on it, but I did call him on your behalf. And he said because of the dry season, or the dusty season that's going on in the West Coast right now, um, the nasal is very dry and sensitive. And so that's what he told me. That's going to be common in that area with some people, because I know not only did you take the IB 100, did you take the Sahara Nights the first time as well?
Yes, and I only took half a dropper of both. I could only
Okay,
stand like half a
gotcha,
dropper. I'm not a,
gotcha.
nose drop person. I don't know. People with neti pots, they rinse their nose. I don't know. I've never done it. I bought the neti pot and never used it.
Well, I know the IB 100. You told me to ask me to explain it. It's for viral infections. So with the sinus infection, the sore throat that you was having at the time, the IB 100 attack viruses in the body. Let me rephrase that. It boosts the immune system up, so the immune system can attack the virus in the body, and that is what happened. And it's amazing that it stopped within a minute. That's the fastest result I've ever heard of so far. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
The Sahara Nights, and I spoke with Mr. Muhammad today as well, and he let me know that all of his products boost your immune system in
Mm.
at different levels, um, and then they have their own little chemistry, if I may say, um, to attack whatever or deal with whatever is going on with you. So the Sahara Night was more for sleep aid, correct?
Yes,
So
and
the first day, first night you took it, you noticed that the virus was leaving. Did you have any results from the Sahara nights that night? Did you have any issues sleeping?
right. Well, that night I slept 7 hours.
7 hours.
Right,
What's your normal sleep night?
3 to 4.
3 to 4.
Yeah.
And you slept straight through 7 hours?
Right. And the whole time, uh, I was before trying the Sahara nights, I was saying to myself, I got to do something. I can't sleep 3 to 4 hours because the less sleep you have, the faster you die. So I didn't want to die. So I'm like, I got to find
Right.
something. But you use melatonin, it's good for a couple of days. You use this, it's good for a couple of days. You use that. So it's like, you just like, okay,
So
you try, you
was
try,
this
you try.
insomnia that you was experiencing?
Right.
And how long had you been experiencing insomnia?
Oh, it's been since I guess maybe it's related to stress since I started working on the movie and,
Ah,
giving every last dollar to this movie. I mean,
gotcha. Gotcha.
maybe you wouldn't sleep either,
Right. Okay. So let's replay this. So the sore throat, the sinus infection, 1 to 2 minutes, it was gone based on you taking IB 100. The Sahara Nights, which is a sleep aid, natural sleep aid supplement. You
Right.
slept 7 hours without getting up for the first time in 6 months
I,
or
I
a year.
got up. I did get up, but I went back to sleep
You
within
was able
30.
to go right back to sleep.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay. Mr. Muhammad, thank you so much for the Sahara Nights. That is an excellent testimony. Now, I know you shared with me also, you shared some with a friend of yours. Her daughter was dealing with insomnia for a while as well. You want to share that with us?
Right. Right. Princess Cenabu, she goes to bed at 3 a.m. every night. And I gave her half of the Sahara Nights product. And she tried it and she said the first night she went to bed, I think at 3, and she woke up, but she felt refreshed. And then she had to take a nap, and she never took a nap before in the middle of the day. So she took a nap. And then the next night she tried it and she said she went to bed at 2 and she used to get up during the night to use the bathroom, a couple times, but she didn't wake up to use the bathroom. And she woke up again around lunchtime and she felt refreshed. So yeah, that's working for our little insomniac Princess Cenabu over here very nicely.
Okay. And viewers, please forgive me. I decided to broadcast outside today. It's nice, sunny outside. So I have to deal with a couple of honeybees that just, I guess they thought I smelled sweet or something. So I apologize for that. How old is Princess?
Princess Cenabu is 24 years old.
And how long has she been suffering with insomnia?
Probably about a year.
A
Yeah, there
year,
were some traumatic events that occurred, and since
right?
then, been dealing.
So since she's taken the Sahara night, she's been able to sleep for how long now?
She sleeps her 9 hours, 9 to 10 hours. But before she was sleeping 9 to 10 hours, but waking up, you know,
And now she's
frequently. Yeah.
and now she's not waking up frequently.
Right. And she's feeling refreshed when she wakes up. So now it's to get her to go to bed like at midnight.
Earlier.
Let's try that. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So shout outs to again to Mr. Muhammad for the Sahara Nights for the IB 100. I love testimonies. I love testimonies, and again, with him sending that to some other people, and the products are starting to pick up. Thank you so much. I have. Was there any more testimonies you wanted to share, Dr. Tao?
We have my good friend Donna McGee in Dallas, Texas. She just received her shipment, I believe, yesterday. So they're going to try it today
Yes.
for her mom.
And
And while I grab my products, could you explain the different immunoboosts? Because there's immunoboosts for viruses, for bacteria.
right.
Mhm.
So as we said before, the IB 100 is an immuno boost supplement, and that is for viral infections. The Sahara Nights, which is what Dr. Taal just finished talking about for the insomnia, it's a sleep aid, and that's specifically what it's made for, as it helps the immune system as well. And then the IB19, which is Immunoboost 19, and it's for bacterial infection. And again, I do not have a medical background. I just have a background in common sense. I try my best to use it all the time. So I spoke with Mr. Muhammad, and he explained to me that your friend, Miss McGee, her mother had a hip operation, and I guess something went wrong there, where she started having pus coming from the area where they did the hip operation. So that was a sign of bacterial infection and not a viral infection.
Okay.
So she received her IB19 yesterday, and I received a text from her today that her mom didn't go to sleep too early this morning, so she'll be starting it this evening tonight when she goes to bed. And we looking forward to bringing that testimony back to you on Sunday, God willing. And then there's a OU7, which we haven't. There are some testimony, but I like the fresh and new testimony. So the OU7 is a combination of viral and bacterial infection.
Okay.
And Mr. Muhammad shared with me that most time, if there's a bacterial infection, that more than likely there's a viral infection too. So, but we wanted to attack the bacteria first and then come back with the viral infection, the IB100. So those are the different three that we're currently talking about on the Taalisphere. Next Sunday, we will bring the others. I forgot, there's another one called the Pitbull Lightning, and I have some testimonies on that as well. So the testimonies I have is a friend of mine here in North Carolina, and he's also from Jamaica as well. But he lives here in North Carolina, and he's 62 years of age, young man. And he started out with the IB100 and the Pitbull Lightning. The Pitbull Lightning is for libido, for giving us men the energy we need as we get older, wiser, and having more and more stress on us to get through this thing we call life. So he started out with that, and he had sciatic nerve problems. He had pain in his hip, that was run down to his leg and his heel. So he, the back of his foot. So he, his testimony is about the fourth or fifth day of taking both the IB100 and the Pitbull Lightning. No more pain in his hip running down to his feet. After taking that, and he said the product works, it works, and also the Pitbull off the chain, no side effects. Some of his clients, because he does sales as well, not with the supplement. Well, yeah, not with the supplement, but with his own products. But he turned some of his clients on to the IB100 as well as the Pitbull Lightning. And one of the things that the men were complaining about is the side effects from taking all these other libido.
Yeah, like headache.
Yes,
headache.
yes. And they have told them, we can't get it to them fast enough, because they told them they don't have any headaches and it works excellent. So those were the testimonies that I got from him on yesterday, as far as the product of the Pitbull Lightning as well as the IB100. So please leave us comments, questions, and if you want the product, we have it at the Life Science of Africa, and we have Life Science of Washington here in the United States. So let us know, leave the comments so we can go ahead and get these products moving.
Right, and we'll leave Mr. Victor Mohammed's email in the description box below after this live.
Okay.
And yeah, but always feel free to email us at vitalizeafrica@gmail.com or taalisphere@gmail.com. So, pilot. What's your title here? What's our next
So,
topic?
you spoke about um, being in Africa, learning the culture, learning the people, learning yourself. And again, I look so forward to, and God willing, I'll be coming soon to do the same thing. But there's just so much work. And as the scriptures say, the harvest is ripe and the labors are few.
Mhm.
And what makes the harvest ripe? What makes the harvest ready to be harvested and brought in for goods, for sale? When,
Right,
as you spoke about Taal and that energy connected with you, because it's not going to connect with everyone.
right,
Everyone's not cut out. That's why the scriptures say the labors are few. And you have to decide, the listening audience, if you're viewing this and you're getting something from it, then you're part of the labors of what we're looking to do. Most people, I mean, some people may not get it, and it's okay because it's not for everybody. Um, but for those of you who are getting information and liking this information that we're sharing, then we need to come together, and more than just once a week, more than just a podcast. Send us the emails. Ask us how you can help. Let us know how we can help. And the power is in our hands, but it's not that powerful until we make a fist. That the
right.
hand is powerful, but when you when you bring the five fingers together and make a fist, it is more powerful. And we're not talking physical fighting or anything like that, but unity is what the only thing we haven't tried. And Africa is waiting for us. And I'm not saying they're not doing anything. However, and I have to say who the us is those of us who see what needs to be done. It's
Yeah.
those of us who are willing to pretty much sacrifice whatever to make it happen that needs to be done. We're only here but a short time, and we're gone forever. So the
Mhm.
question is, what are we gonna do? What are you gonna do with the time you have left? Whatever time God is giving you, what are you gonna do with it? I always tell people, are you gonna continue to play checkers, or are we gonna get 7 or 8 moves ahead of our opponent? That is, we need to start playing chess with this. And Dr. Tao, she's a chess player. She didn't know she was making moves when she was said, "Yeah, I'll take that $8,000." But here she is. She's taking on more than $8,000 and being blessed with it. So I'm so thankful that we connected. And I know you want to speak on Carifica because I know that's coming up as well, which is how we came together. And let us not forget, I don't know if you spoke to the sister, the aviation sister, but that's on the platform for next week, I hope, as well.
Yes. Well, next week I'm booked, and we're supposed to meet this weekend, but we had to reschedule. But within the next couple of weeks, we'll be, yeah, doing
Okay.
our. There's a fly that's
Is it
just,
over there too?
yeah,
Like I said, I'm
it's
sitting
a
outside here and they start
photo
cutting. I
on
started
my
talking.
my podcast. So anyway, yeah, but there's a word that you just said. I wanted to go in depth more.
Okay.
And power, power. Everybody say that 3 times, power. So in America, the system is designed to disempower us, okay? Because no matter how hard we try, we just can't, get to the place we want to be, have the time we want to have. We have to be in that system. And I think my brother Kenneth Muhammad says it's the matrix, right? So
Absolutely.
when you leave that, right, when you leave that and you come to Africa, you will be empowered, okay? And you'll have more more control of your life. Okay, so in America, I felt like I was a slave, a Hebrew slave to, the corporations, and, I just wasn't enjoying my life. I wasn't enjoying, what I want to enjoy. Okay.
Right.
And no
Right.
time for, for anything else except to work, you know, 9 to 5 or 8 to 4, whatever. And the workload they give me, at my level, it's like they want to pay you for 8 hours, but you're working 16,
Right.
and this is
Right.
like to keep up, you're working 6 days a week. So yeah, now I said that is not for me. I love mental health. That is my passion, but I wanted to do it on my terms. And I want to, also be able to help my people here on the African continent and in the African diaspora. So that was a powerful word that you just said, power, instead of being continuously disempowered, living in the United States, being in Africa will empower you and give you, yeah, the power that you should have.
And I can add too that, the scriptures say, as a man thinketh, so is he. Africa is a continent, it's a piece of land. And before it was called Africa, it was called something else.
Albeculon. I'm
Right.
Albeculani, Albeculanese.
Okay. But nevertheless, my sister, she just came back from Accra, Ghana, I'm pronouncing it correctly. And she was telling us of her experience. And it was a very humble experience that she experienced outside the tourist was the tourist, but then when she went into the villages and, got native cooking right there and just being around the children. And there was a lady that was making clothes right there on the spot with her old sewing machine. And all she had to do was show a picture of my mom, and the lady made a dress based on how she was able to just look at my mom's body, and it fit perfectly. My sister, she brought me back. I don't know if you can see that, these bracelets, and yeah, it was. Well, I won't go into the bracelet, but I love it, and it's not because it's a bracelet on my hand, because it was just the fact of where it come from, um, and I appreciate it. So that energy, that spirit is all over the planet Earth. It's omnipresent. It's like we say, it's God is omnipresent. He's present all the time. So that spirit can be present all the time. Um, and definitely, as you said, in Africa, it's the origin. As I said last week, black is not a color. It's the origin in which all colors come out of. So to be able to tap back into the origin of self is where that power comes from. And I believe, Dr. Taal, that's where you experienced when you talked about um, how the Taal came in, how the Taalisphere came into being. It's a thought, and really and truly, one of the things is I'm a Matrix fanatic, and there was one scene. There's a couple of scenes, but there was one scene where Neo was with Morpheus, and Morpheus was explaining the Matrix and what it does. And he said
Right.
their whole job is to turn you into a battery. And he held up a battery, and you could tell it was a Duracell battery. It wasn't ever ready, but it was a Duracell. And what does that mean? We use batteries to power other objects. But when human beings are trained as a battery to power a system where they enjoy the benefits of the power coming from that system, and your and my job is to just power that system, and that's it. And once the battery dies, what do you do with the battery? You throw it away and get some more batteries. So that is that is us coming out of that matrix and being able to go in and out at any given time. I took that as becoming, stop being hardwired to the system. Hardwire is like you cut the line and it's done, but become more wireless. Wireless is when the energy is flowing from one tower to another and you're able to move freely, versus hardwire where they can cut your wire and you're done. So, and if you don't understand, just go back and watch the first Matrix, and it makes so much sense. And that's why I always say, if you're in the Matrix, be in there because you volunteer to be in there, because you're doing something, maybe
Right.
freeing other people. Go ahead, Dr.
Right. But if you are sitting there saying there's got to be more to life than this, there is.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So just come on over to Africa. I would start with Senegal. It's pretty safe, it's pretty clean, it's pretty, friendly, and the electricity is pretty stable. So I would start there. They are French speaking and Wolof speaking. They do speak a little English, but I've been here 6 months, and after a while, you start
And I,
speaking a little bit of everything too.
and I would say this, Dr. Tal, before to come on over to Africa, come on over to Taalisphere. Come on over to Vitalize Africa, because as I was sharing with you earlier this week, we need to be more precise and move uniformly
Mhm.
versus as individuals. And that's what I would mean by, yeah, you come to Africa like this, but if you come to Africa like this,
Mhm.
we're moving in sync with each other. So if you
Right.
come over to Taalisphere, you come over to Vitalize Africa, how do you do that? You tune into the podcast. Well, what do you do after you tune into the podcast? You send us a comment, any
Right.
suggestions you have, any ideas you have. Because Dr. Taal and I, we speak all the time about ideas, what can be done, but we're speaking as individuals. So let's come to a common uh, point and then move militarily. And some people may not like militarily. Okay, let's move as a family. Let's make
Okay.
this a family reunion. and and we can go to Africa without even leaving the United States, just with our thoughts, our minds, empower the idea of, hey, let's join hands with our people there, and instead of going over colonizing, uprising.
Right. You can invest, you can, yeah,
Right.
support in ways. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where I was going, brother Kenneth Muhammad. And
Oh my.
but you took the ball and ran all the way to the touchdown.
To go line.
Touchdown. Yeah, I
That's
was
what
gonna
you
let
got me here
everyone
for.
I was gonna let everyone know if they're needing to, have someone that knows the place and someone to help guide them. We're here at the Taalisphere, so just send us an email at taalisphere@gmail.com or leave a comment. We will respond and help you to, make plans if that's what you're interested in doing, or find good things to invest your money in, or whatever the situation is. Let's have a dialogue about it.
Yes,
And
and
yeah,
also definitely not forget the life science of Africa. Because if you're dealing with any sickness, then
mm,
let's go ahead and take care of that as we unite. So it's a combination. It's a wholesome, what do they call it? What is it?
holistic,
Holistic.
holistic.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
holistic move. Thank you,
Yes.
Dr. Tao.
To
Um,
be in homeostasis. We want our people back in homeostasis. We
correct.
want you to be able to sleep. So you have less stress, less anxiety,
Yes.
less worry. And when that is a part of your life, those negative things, it's like everything is out of sequence, out of you know, the way it should be. So we want you to be in homeostasis, balanced, okay? And enjoying life. Okay.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
because people can go like 40 years and never be able to take a day off, never be able to enjoy their free time or their money or anything. I've seen family members this happened to. Okay, they worked their whole life 6 days a week, and when they came to that retirement age, they were gone. And guess who got the money? Not
Right.
us. It
The,
was the government. Government keeps it.
yeah, the Duracell battery company, because they just throw that battery out and get another person. Hey, here you go, already ready to go and work them 40 years. And it's a great thing. However, there's more we can do if we unite with each other, when we unite with each other. So yes.
Yes. So moving on to the next segment of the Taalisphere,
Okay.
where we let everyone know about the upcoming events uh,
Yes.
that will be happening in June. And Happy New Month, everyone. Uh, Thanks for spending some time with us today. We look forward to sharing more about the Monkey Business premiere that's going to be happening next week at the Silverbird Cinema in Lagos, Nigeria. So yeah, next week in the evening, I believe they start at 4 p.m. We will have our premiere. Woohoo!
Yay.
Yes.
Now
And
tell us
so,
what the premiere is about, please.
yeah, Monkey Business is a, okay, let me go ahead and share my screen. I thought I was doing that.
Okay.
Anyway. Okay, before I do that, let me get the movie premiere flyer. Yeah, Monkey Business is uh it's a movie and it's a story that's available on bibliotal.com and amazon.com where uh it it covers the adventures that I had in the Gambia last year. And, it's full of laughs because Gambia is not as developed as Senegal. So a lot of unexpected things could happen at any moment. And there's a lot of monkeys running around as well. So this just adds to the comedy. So, I was there with two other friends, Dr. Bajan Holmes. He was a psychologist, and LSOWusa, who came to do a singing gig, you know, and in the Gambia. And, we all became good friends and went on a journey of, yeah, nonstop comedy while we were there. So
Okay.
right, in February 2024, this year, Dr. Bajan Holmes ended his life. So I always remind people, if you hear signs, people are giving you signs like, I want to take a long walk, a long swim, and never come back. Okay. This might be telling us they need help. It might be a call for help. So a lot of times people are wondering, as a mental health practitioner, how do we help people if they're feeling like that, if they don't want to continue living, right?
Right.
It's all about mental health. Just remember TLC: talk, listen, connect, and educate. I throw the E in there because I'm trained to educate. So if that's all you can do, talk and listen, okay, that's all you can do. And then you say, okay, I need to connect this person to someone who has more to offer than I do, right? So
Okay.
that would be your third step. So uh, we want everyone to know that the signs can become very serious very quickly. Okay. Those signs could turn into other things, other
Okay.
events. And what we do as mental health professionals is similar to being a hostage negotiator. If you ever watch these hostage negotiator, I'm sure you saw movies like this, right? They call in this guy once they take the hostages, and he's like, okay, you don't want to do this. This is what you want to do. Okay. This is what we're going to offer you, blah, 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 blah. Right. So it's like we go in with the patient and we pretty much uh, can have that connection with them where they trust us. And once we could get somebody to trust us, right? And we can like lead them back, bring them back to reality. Okay. And their brain will, it's like their brain has seized, so their brain will now, you know, open back up
Right.
and allow sense and education and,
Okay.
medication or whatever it is they need to come in.
Okay.
So we tell them, from what you're telling me, this could help you. Okay. Uh, we're going to try just a little bit. Okay. We're not going to give you a whole lot. So you feel really bad. Okay. So you show that caring side. You show that, our creator made us to need one another.
Okay.
But when you have that, you've been in the military, when we had buddy systems. My buddy
Right.
was,
Right. Right.
so, you have your buddy and okay, I can't let you down. And he knows he can't let me down, right?
Right.
And we're in this together. We're now like, and that's how you become with that patient. Okay.
Okay.
I've had patients who are suicidal, every week. And it's been 5 years I've been in mental health, doing, specifically mental health.
Okay.
And I've never had anyone say, I just can't, I'm going. I've never had anyone do that. But so for my friend to do that, that was like the biggest shock, because, he was talking to people that I know that heard some of the things he was saying.
Mhm.
And yeah, I wanted to reach out and yeah, that just, we didn't have enough time. So,
Gotcha.
right, for people who are watching us today who might know someone who's always depressed, we have to educate people. I just did an interview here in Senegal. A journalist interviewed me last week, and he was telling me, about the mental hospital. And what I want to let everyone know is he says, did you go to the mental hospital? And I'm like, oh, I'd love to go, really, but I would rather go first to the government and talk to them about their policies and campaigns, to educate people and to assist people and to assess them. That's where I
Gotcha.
want to begin, because the hospital is actually downstream. And if you think of a river, right? Upstream, at the top of the river, people are jumping in, right? Why are they jumping into the river and ending up downstream at the hospital? Because they don't know what's wrong with them. They don't know what's happening to them. They don't know how to fix themselves, right? So they're drinking alcohol, they're doing booze, they're doing drugs, they're doing everything, right?
Mhm.
Except getting the help they need, because no one told them, okay, this could be genetics. Okay, this can help you. All right. Try some ashwagandha. That helps with negative schizophrenic symptoms. If you don't have money for medication, try some lemon balm, blue vervain, things like that. Right. Let me go with you each step of the way until you're feeling better. Who's giving you that support? Nobody. Okay.
Right.
So the government has nothing set up, no structure. I don't really know if that's the case in Senegal. I need to look at their data. I can just imagine, because no one else does,
Well,
pretty much.
that's why we said there's just so much work to be done, and the harvest is right. And we're looking for the laborers, the ones that are labor few. So thank you so much, Dr. Taal, for that um, information. And yeah, the monkey business idea came while you were in the Gambia, correct?
Right. And we just woke up every day laughing. I was like, haven't laughed this much in a long time. And in America, I don't wake up every day laughing. I just don't.
Gotcha.
I
Gotcha.
wake up every day with the covers back over my head. Like, do I have to start this day? Is this really gonna be another one of those days?
Okay.
Same stuff, different day, that kind of thing. So
So the
now
premiere.
the premiere, okay, let me share my screen with you. The premiere will be in Lagos, Nigeria. And I'll do my screen share. Of course, I don't have the right flyer, but here is, oh yeah, I was supposed to like
There it
take
is.
off my screen. Yeah, so it stars Alex Yusifo. He's at the top, and he's a veteran Nollywood actor. Thank you for being in our movie. Also, Ngozi Izionu. She's another great actress, uh,
Okay.
Nollywood. And Jalea Uche, he's in the red shirt here. He's an action star. He's a martial arts artist. He's a five-time national martial arts champion
Okay.
from Nigeria. Uh, this is the one with the bulging eyes. He's one of our good friend. We call him Boss King. And this gentleman, he portrayed our friend, Dr. Bjorn Holmes, who's
Okay.
now dead. Yeah, so I want everyone to know Alex Yusifo, he's in the Black Book on Netflix, so check that out. Yeah, let me show you that real quick. Okay, so the Black Book, yeah, he's here, if you could see his profile here. He's starring with one of the biggest stars in Hollywood, RMD. We call them RMD. You see RMD here? Yeah, this is RMD.
Okay.
So, yeah, we got
So
plans.
this premieres
Yes, this will premiere next Saturday.
next Saturday.
Right, it will be in theaters by, let's see, before the end of the summer, this summer.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
check out the Black Book, everyone, on Netflix. And we thank all of these stars for like teaming up with us because Monkey Business does have a mental health theme to it where
Okay.
people can, face their fears. Okay. And we make it a little funny. One person had a phobia, just the name of it sounds funny. So that's a fear of snakes. And we had a taxi driver in the Gambia. He was going to bring us home into the monkey park. That's the monkey park in the Gambia. In the movie, we call it the Monkey Village, and it takes place in Nigeria. But it's a story that really happened in the Gambia. So the taxi driver's taking us home, and he's just like, scared out of his mind. And we're like, what's wrong with you? And he's like, there's things in here. And we're like, what? He's like, so somebody said snakes. And he's like, yes.
Okay.
He couldn't take off fast enough. So it's like, things like that. I have a friend, she had her 3-year-old, 2-year-old watching TV in the living room, and she was in her bedroom, and the kid is going, Mom, Mommy, come here. And she comes, and there's like 2 monkeys in the living room, but her kid, playing around. So it's like, this is not normal.
All right.
This- yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah,
So we're
we have,
looking forward to that coming out. One of
yes,
many movies, I'm sure, as
yes.
we develop Taalisphere.
Yes, sir. And our viewers can check out bibliotal.com. They could read the ebooks about some of my adventures in Africa. We want to tell our own stories, and we encourage our
Yes, it's
viewers.
important.
So yeah, join us and team up with us. We can feature your book, your ebook on our platform, your music, if you want to make a movie, whatever. Okay, we have a team in Senegal, we have a team in the Gambia, Nextna .com, NEXTNAA, Modu Laman Pui. He's doing a wonderful job getting things up and running in the Gambia. Tamzer, Amina, Pausman, all of these guys here in Senegal are, making a great effort to get us up and running with everything. Okay, not just the Monkey Business movie, but everything. J. Leo Uche in Nigeria and the team there, they're just doing an awesome job. So we're getting better and better. We
Yes.
started out with, humble beginnings.
Yes.
But
Yes.
yeah, we're getting better and better. And it's not because we want to be rich and famous. That's not the
No,
point.
no.
The point is we want to be good examples, and we want to be able to share the resources and have something to share. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's our
Mr.
main.
Muhammad, he has something to share, and it doesn't stop at the products. There's so much more that we want to bring forth from Brother Victor Muhammad, and what God has given him to share with the world.
Yes, Victor Muhammad, he's a great man, and we salute you, Mr.
Yes,
Victor Muhammad. I thank you for the product, and for Mr. Kenneth Muhammad for holding my hand through the whole thing. and
absolutely,
and
absolutely.
yeah, this,
There's a lot of work. That's just basically it, and God is blessing us to be the trailblazers. I say to Dr. Taal all the time, you're trailblazing. Victor Muhammad is a trailblazer to me, and I look forward to just walking that path to help be a trailblazer for others. So again, thank you. When you leave your comments in this section, join us. We're definitely recruiting those of like minds to open up all minds.
yeah, that's our goal. So yeah, just send us a form here where it says share your product on the Taalisphere.com website. They told me that Hadi's video is here. I don't see it. I have to talk to Modu about that. But anyway, whenever we have a featured business each month, if you press that button, you'll see a video of that business. That business gets $50. Each month, we give a new entrepreneur $50 from the funds that our supporters, our sponsors send. If you would like to be a guest speaker on the Taalisphere, please let us know. You would get
Please let us know.
$20. Yeah, and especially if you can, you know, give us some on the ground reporting, okay? So
Absolutely.
yeah, we'd love to have you here on the Taalisphere as a guest speaker. So don't be shy, y'all. We are, yeah,
Every
coming
Sunday, 12
every
o'clock
Sunday. We're coming your
Eastern
way.
time.
Yes,
And
yes.
that is 6 o'clock or 4 o'clock Senegal
And
time, correct?
should I say on time? Next time I'll be on time. We were late
Yes.
because of moi, but I
Well,
will work.
one of the things we definitely got to have is patience with each other, and we definitely we get stronger together. So
Yes,
we are up on our time now. Dr. Taal is 1:06 here. Want to thank the viewers for tuning in, and again, please leave your questions, comments, and criticism. We would like to have it all.
yes. No criticism. Yeah, we could take the crit. We love it. So feedback, maybe, yeah.
Yes, yes.
Criticism, be gentle. And until next time, viewers, stay happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise.